Hello and welcome to this week's weekly forecast video for week commencing Monday the 30th of May 2022. We are racing ahead this year. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so now and we will get on with this week's overview of the week. So we have our cards laid out here for this week. Then we're going to look day by day with a spiritual guidance message at the end. So let's just start with this week as a whole. Interesting looking week here, I have to say. There is very much a message of authenticity coming through, of living our truth and also understanding the truth of others and the truth of what's actually going on in the world right now, because I think it's very easy to bury your head in the sand or go along with a particular narrative that is convenient or easy to get behind because it sounds like a catch-all solution to the world's problems, and chances are it's not going to be. The world is a complicated and many-faceted place, so if it sounds too easy, it probably is, especially when there's a politician or some vested interest behind it. So it is very much a week of community, of coming together, but also at feeling at home within yourself. That's what I want to say, particularly with the wombat spirit here on 68. Now, with 68 energy, we can be tempted to keep up with the Joneses or spend unwisely. And there's a reminder here from this beautiful animal that you are at home within yourself, that, you know, it's okay to be you. You are perfect just as you are. And there's nothing that you need to prove. And equally, you can be loving and caring to other people without spending money on them. It's not all about the cash. It's not all about the money. You know, it's not all about making the big gesture or showing off. There's a very caring energy that actually comes through that allows us to understand ourselves and other people on a much deeper level this week as well, I think. Great opportunities for personal growth, for feeling comfortable in our own skin. So if that's something you're struggling with right now, that may be something that you have an opportunity to improve or begin to improve this week, perhaps through prayer, meditation, a new spiritual practice, or even a new philosophy or way of living. So a very hopeful energy, but a very sober one as well. We know what's going on. Things are being revealed more and more as time goes on, as we move into the age of Aquarius. So much is coming to light as we go through this age, which is very difficult. But we must remember as well that each person is a human being, a child of God. We have emotions, we have feelings. We are not robots, you know, and we must take care of each other. And that's going to be one of the big takeaways from this week. Take care of each other, be authentic, you know, and know that you are safe and you are at home. So let's take a look now at Monday's cards. For Monday, we have number 13, Follow the Moon. We have number 16, the Coyote Spirit. And number 7, Triumph. Now, this is an interesting trio, I have to say. Now, for Moon Day, Monday, we have the moon, which is nice that she's showing up there. That's very in sync with Monday energy. So there's a very spiritual energy coming through here, but also with the coyote coming through. Coyote can be a trickster. He can throw you for a loop. You know, he can take you down a blind alley or play tricks on you, which can actually be quite funny in hindsight. Coyote energy can be very amusing. So Monday, I think, is not going to be all it seems, but it will be in your best interest. It will take you in the right direction. Divine detours from Coyote. Yeah, they always are. They don't necessarily feel very good at the time. That's what I'd warn you of on that disruptive 16-7, but there's a lot of wisdom behind them. And I feel the divine feminine is very much at play on Monday here as well. So we should listen to our intuition, pay attention to what's happening. If things are beyond our control, just trust that it's going in that direction for the right reasons, because it is taking us more and more towards wisdom. There's a lot of wisdom coming out with the 16-7 and the 7 and the 13-4. There's a lot of hidden knowledge, a lot of occult knowledge potentially coming to the fore on Monday. I think it's a good day for spiritual practice, not so much for magical workings, because things might go wrong, things might go awry. So I would say put that off. If you were planning to do some spell work on Monday, give it a miss. Healing work should be all right, but there could be some unexpected side effects. For example, as you may know, if you do any sort of holistic healing or spiritual healing, sometimes you can go into a healing crisis, or when you've done some healing work, you have to have a clearing, a physical energetic clearing, which can be quite unpleasant. You may experience physical symptoms as a result of it while your body and your energy system clears whatever it has to clear. So just bear that in mind. Things may seem to be going backwards on Monday, but they're actually going in the right direction. So hang on in there. Stay connected to your guides and your intuition, and know that everything is still going in the right direction for you. There's a lot of wisdom around. So let's move on to Tuesday. Tuesday's cards. We have number 3, be vigilant. We have 56, spider spirit. And we have number 6, moving on. Quite a tricky day, I would say, on Tuesday. There is this very protective, fiery dragon energy that comes in right at the beginning of the day, letting you know that you must protect your plans. You must be very clear about what it is that you want and what you don't want, because the spider is very much about weaving the web and creating existence. Grandmother Spider is who weaves the universe. So there's a very creative energy off the back of that creative 3 there of the divine blueprint, and the sense of moving on, moving forwards in life towards that blueprint, towards what we want. So on Tuesday, you may find your beliefs being challenged. You may find your plans being challenged by people who perhaps aren't ready to hear them, people who want to stay in the old energy, who want to stay in the old Piscean energy from the age of Pisces that we're leaving, who are not ready or comfortable with this new Aquarian age. Maybe people who want to burst your bubble or bring you down a peg or two because they're jealous or envious that you're bravely moving forwards in your life, or who want to put you off from doing something. Now, they may appear to have the best intentions, but the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So I must emphasize again, authenticity, absolutely key on Tuesday. It's absolutely okay to not listen to people when they try and pour cold water all over your plans or your ideas, okay? They don't know because they probably haven't done it, or if they did, they probably failed, so they are not the best people to listen to. Seek out like-minded individuals who can validate your ideas or even give you good advice from experience, people who've succeeded in the direction you want to go in. They are the people who will genuinely help you and help you to make your decisions correctly on Tuesday. So be careful. There may be some jealousy around, some green eyes, people who just don't want you to succeed for one reason or another, not least because it may make them feel inadequate for not doing enough with their own lives. So guard your dreams wisely on Tuesday, and take the steps that you need to take to make your dreams and your goals come into reality. So let's move on to Wednesday now. For Wednesday's cards, we have number 2, be patient. Number 46, peacock spirit. And number 5, obstacles and challenges. Okay, so again, a little bit of a challenging day on Wednesday. First of all, the divine intuition, the divine feminine energy coming in with this beautiful dragon and saying, be patient. It takes time for things to happen. And what you may notice about this dragon is, look, he's starting to become this beautiful gold and yellow colour, but it's taking a while for it to filter down through the rest of his body. And this is true of any idea, any plan, any spiritual changes that we make within ourselves, because everything has to filter down through the different aspects of ourselves. We are multifaceted beings, and changes that we make on the spiritual or energetic level have to go through the mental, the emotional, and finally the physical too. So that's why things don't necessarily change as quickly as we want them to. And this includes healing, healing our own body, ourselves, our emotions, and also making big changes in our lives, making positive changes. It takes time because it has to filter down through the different layers of the being, which is absolutely okay and necessary, because our physical body is just not vibrating at a rate where it can keep up with our energetic body or with our spiritual being, you know, that much grander part of us that vibrates at a much faster rate. It can't possibly keep up. It's a bit of a slow coach and it has to go in its own time. which is necessary and okay. As time goes on, we will be able to achieve things faster as our vibration increases, and that's what's happening at the moment. So just enjoy the process, I think, is the message for Wednesday. Yes, there will be bumps in the road. There may be obstacles in your plans, but I want to say just roll with it, and enjoy what there is to be enjoyed on Wednesday, because there is a reminder that there's a lot to be thankful for right now. We shouldn't always be thinking about, oh, it'll be better tomorrow. It'll be better when. It'll be better if. That's not a good mantra to have. That makes you live in the present rather than, in the future rather than living in the present moment. And that's where the peacock asks us to be. Stay in the present. Enjoy the beautiful plumage of the peacock. He's stunning. Enjoy what there is to be enjoyed on Wednesday. Yes, there will be things that you have to sort out on Wednesday. It could be a bit of a problematic day for some of us. There could be some minor obstacles, I want to say, some minor disagreements. You may start to feel frustrated that you're not moving faster in your life, not moving forwards, or the world isn't keeping up with you, or catching up with you, or waking up as fast as you would like it to. But be patient, because there's a lot of beauty in the world. It has its own perfection, exactly as it is, and it will move forward when it's ready to, and not before. So hang on in there. Maybe a bit of a challenging day, but all change and transformation is going to come with challenges, and that's part of the journey too. So let's take a look at Thursday now. Thursday we have number 4, Be Without Malice. Number 44, Panther Spirit. And number 2, Intuition. Look at these cards, very, very beautiful dark cards here. Now, by dark, I don't mean that in a pejorative sense. I mean in a very mysterious, perhaps occult. There's a very strong occult energy coming off Thursday for me this week. Very beautiful, very interesting. We have these 3 4s here. And this card in particular, I like this one, with Be Without Malice. This kind of, to me, it encompasses do no harm but take no shit. That's what I want to say on Thursday. You know, there is a huge amount of occult knowledge coming to the fore on Thursday, coming to the fore. Sorry, my guides are hilarious. Coming to the number 4 on Thursday, and I think there will be an opportunity for many people to take their power back on a very practical level. So it may be something that a government does or fails to do, or that the powers that should not be do or fail to do, which really gives us the upper hand in a very, I want to say, ingenious way, a very imaginative way. I feel like we could really use our imagination to take back some ground from the dark powers, which are very much receding from this world at the moment. You know, their time's up. They have to leave. They're hanging on by their fingernails, but they're losing their grip more and more every day. And I feel like Thursday, our intuition's going to be very high. Our psychic ability is high. It's a good day for magical working, I would say, on Thursday, for prayer, for manifestation, for healing work, particularly healing of the shadow side of us. So healing the darker aspects of self, the things that we've hidden, that we perhaps don't want to deal with or don't want to acknowledge. It's a very good day for working with the shadow aspects and integrating those darker aspects of self. And I think as well, it's possible for some people that their shadow may come and confront them on Thursday. They may not be able to hide from those aspects of self any longer, with that very in-your-face 44 coming in with this beautiful Black Panther, who is, I mean, such an intensely spiritual animal, the Black Panther. I have one in my my zoo, shall we say, of animal spirit guides. I have quite a few. But I do have a Black Panther that I work with. She only shows up when there's something important. She only shows up when there's something to be said. She doesn't show up an awful lot. So I would say this is an aspect of ourselves or our higher self that will show up to give us a bit of a slap in the face and say, right, you have to do this now. You can't ignore that any longer. Now, that won't necessarily be for everyone, but bear in mind that some people are going to be facing a very dark aspect of self on Thursday, perhaps having a dark night of the soul, particularly people who are less evolved, who have avoided doing their spiritual work or doing their healing work, might have a bit of a nasty surprise where they have to finally face something. But I feel that the dark powers who are becoming more and more disempowered, they will also have to face something very difficult too, which will very much go in humanity's favour. So there's that, which is wonderful. So let's move on to Friday now. So Friday we have Number 48, wash away your burdens. We have 67, wolf spirit, turn knowledge into wisdom. And we have 16, disruption. Okay. So this is a very karmic day. I have to say that this speaks to me of karma coming up, and I don't mean as in the modern way people use the word as in ha karma when something comes around. I mean as in actually dealing with some ancient karma that's coming up to be cleared on Friday. There are some karmic events that will be happening in the whole world, not just on an individual level. Although some of us will feel it individually, we will have our own version of whatever that karma is. So it is something we won't necessarily be in control of, some events or things that we have to face within our personal lives, which may be on a very, very individual level. But I feel as well this will happen on the world stage. We will see some things coming to the fore that have to be dealt with on national or community levels, things that we have to face now that we can't run away from any longer or hide from or pretend it's okay. But it is important because we have this powerful number 48, which is completion of karmic contract. So we've reached this point on Friday because we have to complete this karmic contract now for it to go, for it to be over, for it to be done, for us to wash away those burdens, for us to literally let go of that bag of rocks we've been dragging around with us. And that is what will enable humanity to move forwards off the back of the events of Friday, on an individual and on an international scale, I feel. So there's some very, very big themes coming up on Friday. It is very much about learning from the past, about leaving things behind, clearing our own karma, and also the karma for our ancestral line as well. Many of us here right now are clearing ancestral karma for our families that came before us. It's a very difficult task, which is why this lifetime is so challenging for so many of us, although we appear to have such an easy life, quote unquote easy, because of all the mod cons that we have that make our lives supposedly better, but not necessarily. It's a difficult karmic day. I would say try to stay out of the spotlight on Friday. That's what I want to say. At work, keep your head down, do what you need to do. People may be losing their shit. They may be a little bit unsettled by things that are happening on that day. It is a good time to spend in prayer and contemplation and meditation. I would say, again, maybe steer away from magical working or from manifesting on that day. Just stay in a very calm, centered space. And I think that's going to be the best way to deal with whatever's kicking off on Friday. So let's move on to the weekend now. So Saturday, we have number 46, time to reflect. The antelope spirit, number 2, life is speeding up. And number 1, triumphant success. Now this is nice to see after Friday's rather ominous message there that, phew, we got through Friday, now we can move forwards. It's wonderful. We can cut ties with the past and we can leave that karma behind now. And it does feel like a real relief on Saturday for some people. Now it won't be for everyone because dealing with, with karma can take a lot of time, but there is a feeling that we're actually moving again. We're moving forwards again, which is nice. But it is helpful when we move forwards to actually look at the aspects of the past that we need to take with us and the ones that we need to leave behind. And I think that's going to be very, very obvious on Saturday, who and what needs to come into the future with you and who and what needs to stay in the past and what thought patterns as well need to stay in the past. Very good day to do a tie cutting ceremony. I have a free tie cutting meditation that you can listen to, which I'll link to you below, with Archangel Michael, which you're welcome to use whenever you need to. Yeah, very, very good day for cutting energetic ties with things that we really need to leave in the past, because this antelope is really going to help us to get going on Saturday. So it's a good day for beginning new projects or for taking things to the next level in a relationship, in a friendship or a community project, but retaining that wisdom of what we've been through, of where we have been. This isn't about charging headlong into something without thinking about it. This is a very balanced way of moving forwards, and we do have this number 2 energy with the antelope, which can tempt us to move into one polarity rather than staying balanced in the middle. But that is the key, and that is why we must absolutely cut ties with the energetic hooks, the energetic experiences that we've had from the past, we must let go of that so that we can move forwards in a balanced way, without dragging our baggage through with us, because that will just be exhausting and we'll have to start again. So it's going to be an interesting day. There's a lot of potential, but we must use that potential with wisdom, because it will just get out of control if we try and rush headlong without thinking about things. So moving on to Sunday now. We have number 18, Honor Gaia. We have number 43, the Owl Spirit. Owl's going to spill it. What are you going to spill, Owl? Spill the beans? Okay, and we have Solitude, number 9. Okay, I like these cards for Sunday, I have to say. Lovely spiritual energies on Sunday there. A beautiful time for study, I want to say, but study of nature and nature spirits, of perhaps paganism or ley lines may be a good subject to actually study. There's a lot of wisdom. It's a beautiful energy where a lot of occult knowledge will be coming very much to the fore. So keep an eye out of what people are talking about in the mainstream, because they may be letting things slip. They may very much be spilling the beans, as my guides made me say as I was pulling this card. Again, it is a time of great revelation this Sunday, but also a very spiritual day where things cannot be hidden. And I feel it will be very difficult for people to lie on Sunday. It's going to be a very interesting energy where it'll be difficult to lie, difficult to be deceptive on Sunday. Even if people want to be, they will struggle with that. I think it'll be difficult for them. Very wise energy that wants to lead us into the new world, into this new age of Aquarius coming up on Sunday, which makes it ideal for deep spiritual practice, learning about wisdom, but also about nature. The theme of nature comes up very strongly with the Honor Gaia card, reminding us that, our planet is a living being too, and she holds a lot of the wisdom, and all we need to do is ask her. We can go outside, we can connect with nature, for want of a better word, and she will teach us so much. When we go and commune with a tree, the tree will teach us about what it does energetically, what it can do medicinally for us as well. And this is true of herbs. When you're working with herbs, the first thing to do is to meet the plant, sit with the plant, meditate with the plant, let it tell you what it does. You don't have to look it up in a book. You should always start by communing with the energy of that plant, or a crystal, for example, to learn what it does. Then you can refer to the book and that's when it gets interesting. But that is where our knowledge comes from. We learn by communing with the energy of an object or a plant or an animal. That is the real way that we learn about the world. I don't believe historians when they say, oh yes, we learned about different medicinal plants through trial and error. I don't believe that for a second. That sounds ridiculous. Can you imagine? That would have been ludicrous. No, we learned about the plants by communing with their energy and asking them what they did, and they told us. And that's how we learned how to work with herbs, for example. And that knowledge, particularly for women, is coming back through right now. Very, very important that we learn to own that again, and wield our power, learn how to work with herbs, because they're just there waiting to work with us. We don't need to take a pill for everything. I'm just saying, not medical advice. Right. So let's move on to this week's spiritual guidance message. I was previously referring to this as a motivational message, but I think that's kind of diminishing and it's not really what it turned out to be. It turns out to be a spiritual message every time. So let's go with this. Okay, so we have 2 cards today. We have number 30, There Is Only Light, which showed up in a previous reading. I think it was last week. And also 34, Soul Mating. And wow, look at that. Very interesting, because we've got some very similar colours going on here. Very, very beautiful turquoise colours, which are about communication and the throat chakra. And also there's a very spiritual purple coming through here. And I can see the heart and solar plexus kind of lit up here. So this is very much about seeing the light in other people this week. And this is a very important theme right now, and specifically this week. And that's what I said at the beginning when I was talking about authenticity and truth. Absolutely important, extremely important that we are ourselves right now, that we don't pretend to be something that we're not, that we drop the mask, drop the bullshit. We've got to be our full selves right now so that the other people like us can recognise us. Otherwise they won't know who we are. If we're hiding who we are, if we're hiding our light, if we're hiding our true intentions or our true beliefs, and the things that we want to achieve, how can other people find us and help us? How can the others find us and join together? Well, they can't. We need to let them find us so that we can be more organized, so that we can create this new world of light, this new world of beauty and harmony, because that is what's intended for us. And we can drag our heels for as long as we want and make it take as long as we want it to take. And believe me, some people are going to make it take a very long time for them. But we don't have to go at the pace of the slowest people. We are sovereign beings. Some people will get there before others do, and that's okay. It is what it is. That is how this new age, this new energy works. Some people will get there first, some people will follow, and some people will come kicking and screaming right at the end and then go, oh, actually, it's not so bad after all. You know, it just is how it is. There's no judgment here. But it is about the wisdom of knowing that you have to put your flag up for your other souls to find you, for the souls that chime with you, that resonate with you, that want to work with you or cooperate with you, collaborate with you, come together in the new communities that we must start building. And I've said this before, I think I said it last week, we must start building the communities now. We have to find the others. We have to find each other and start building the new world. If we sit around waiting for the dark powers to do it, it's going to be horrendous. It's going to be an absolute nightmare, a dystopian nightmare. That is not what any of us truly wants. Even the people who think, oh, it'll be all right, it won't be so bad. No, the plan that they have, if we were to facilitate them going through with it, which we could do, we're not going to, I don't believe, but if we wanted to, yeah, we could make life very difficult, very uncomfortable for ourselves. But we have to start building the new world while the old one crumbles. I've said this before, we must continue to build the new world while the old one crumbles. It's not good enough to wait for it to all fall down and go, right, now we're going to start again. We have to start building now. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because that really, really helps me. Do remember to leave a like and a comment on this video if there's something you'd like to share with us all. Do feel free to join my Patreon if you'd like to support the channel, and there are some other exclusive videos over there, including a romance and numerology weekly forecast. And I will see you all again soon.